Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. Today I'm just going to kind of do a little craft with me. I am working on a journal right now that I thought I would have done today, but it's just not in the cards, and it was stressing me out last night, and so I decided I'm just going to relax. I want to do it right and make it a good journal. So I'm going to just kind of do a little craft with me, just to have you guys hang out with me while I just relax and try to do something different. Which isn't really that different because I know a lot of people have been doing stuff like this, but this is just going to be my take on it. And so I'm basically using Tracie Fox's Basic Entomology because I have some of that left, and then some of the Basic Entomology embellishment sets, and those are on her Etsy store, and I'll link that below. So I wanted to use these because they're beautiful, and they go great with my own personal journal, and so I thought it would be kind of fun, or I may end up sending them to a friend as kind of a happy mail or something, because I just think this is a great idea. When I do my scraps, I put them all, this is just maybe a tip, and you know, a lot of people may do it this way too, I have no idea. But I put my scraps in bags according to color. So like this one's like the yellows, and then I took some yellows out, and then this is all insanity of greens. And so that's just kind of how I do it. And then I have one bag that's kind of all my I don't know, vintagey looking stuff, just because that's the stuff I go to the most. But if I want a specific color, then I have them in other bags. So that's just a little idea. So I just pulled some scraps out that could go in here, and I know Nick the Booksmith has done her little scrap like book, and I've seen actually a lot of people have done that. And so this is going to be like a scrap envelope. So I'm gonna get some of the scraps together, and then we can put them inside the envelope, and that would be a really cute thing to send to somebody for a happy mail, I think. So that's just kind of what I'm working on. It's nothing rough. I didn't come up with the ideas. I just kind of put a couple ideas together. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to do a little bit of inking around this. I already cut it out, and again, I just love her paper. I just think it's awesome. So I hope everybody's having a great day. I know that it's rough back east. I hope that it's starting to get a little bit better. I just know people have a horrible mess to clean up from that hurricane. I feel so bad for them. I know a lot of them have been hit hard in the past few years as well, and it just seems not fair. I don't know. Like, they should start building their houses on stilts, or I don't know what the answer is. I'm not an engineer or anything, so, but hopefully they can get what they need and get it fixed up. So yeah, I'm just working on this journal, and I realized last night that I was kind of trying to rush things. I stayed up late working on it, and I don't know why I do that to myself, because it's not like I have any people beating down my door to buy them or any of that, but I just I like to do a video every few days just to keep in touch with all my subscribers who have been incredibly awesome lately, and I just want to say thank you so much for your support. I've received a lot of new subscribers, and I know a lot of that is the Stampin' Up! Paper Pumpkin, and that is awesome that they all like to see my alternatives on that. And I also love all my subscribers who stick with me through all my crazy like journaling and needle felting and everything else. You guys are amazing, and I love to read all the comments, and had some good laughs on some of the things. So I just really appreciate you guys, and I hope that you know that. And one of these days, if I get my act together, I'm going to do a giveaway for you guys, because you're awesome. So I just got to get it together here. I started back at, started working again when school started, and so it's just kind of been a little bit hectic trying to get other things done. So anyway, that's all inked up, and then I had some of these too. These come out of Tracie Fox's. That's the embellishment tags, and so I thought those would be kind of fun to put in there too. And I measured the envelope, and it's like 3 3/4 by 5, I believe. So I'm going to cut my scraps, and you could rip the ends and stuff like that too if you wanted it to look more junky. You can do it however you want. But I'm going to cut them right about 3.5 or 4 3/4 by 3.5. And this piece of paper, this card, is really thick, so I think I'm going to put that kind of at the back as the stabilizer for this. So let's do 4 3/4. And as you all know, I am not stellar with the measuring and the math aspects of crafting. Sometimes it takes me a minute. So I apologize for that. I am the product of, in the 80s, they called New Math. Yeah, it really did me some great favors, I'm going to tell you. I am horrible at math, especially fractions. It is awful how bad I am at that. So I really wish they could just do math the way they used to, you know, back like when my parents were going through school, because it seems like anybody in that age group knows how to do math, and everybody my age, well, not everybody, but a lot of people my age don't know how to do math. Sorry, that this paper is so thick that my corner rounder will not cut it, so I'm going to use my envelope punch board because it's got a good corner rounder on it as well. But anyway, so I tried, but I never could understand the way they did it, and then I bring it home, and my dad did math, you know, the old way, and he knew what he was talking about, but I would be completely confused between my teacher and his way of doing math. I just never really learned, like I said, especially fractions and stuff like that, and so anything I do know is mostly from cooking, you know, that I've figured out myself and whatever, but sometimes it just takes me a minute to think about that. And it's really kind of embarrassing to be my age and just stink at something that's really basic. It's kind of frustrating, and I wish they would quit messing with math and everything else and go back to some of the old ways, because I have to tell you, I really think people were better educated in the early grades. I mean, I think that, you know, there's a lot of very intelligent people, and there are some definite benefits to the way we do education now, but a lot of it is just a mess. Anyway, that's just me on my little soapbox. So these, I'm going to just attach that, and then I'm going to cut another little piece. This is a crazy, like, polka dots. So let's see. And I don't know what it's like in the UK, but hopefully they're better at some of this stuff than I am. It's ridiculous. And I'm not going to ink everything, because obviously whoever gets it probably isn't going to want everything inked. You know what? I think I'm going to cut this smaller than this, because I don't think I'm even going to measure. I'm just going to kind of cut it and go for it. A little piece of that. I just think it would be super fun. Happy Mail. I saw this in there, and I kind of want to do a piece of this too, or both of those are cool. Use up the scraps, get rid of it, get it gone. I have stuff from, I don't know, forever ago, because like I said, I've been scrapbooking and crafting for as long as I can remember, so stuff just, and if you're anything like me, I hoard really bad, because I don't always have, you know, a ton of money to just go buy anything whenever I want it, so I tend to keep my favorite things, and then they go out of style. So I've tried with doing these videos to stop doing that, because you know, I'm trying to get better about that whole thing, because it's really silly. Really, really silly. And this one, you can see, is not perfect at all. It's cut at a weird diagonal, but I think, you know, it's kind of skinnier that way. But, you know, as a little scrap to send somebody, I think it's fun. So, that's fine. This one's kind of fun. If any of you recognize these papers, which I'm sure I'll have some, I have some people that are old school scrapbooking people, because I get comments about some of the stuff I do. So I know that they'll be able to appreciate and probably recognize a lot of these papers. Let's do some greens. Yeah, this is already helping. I don't know what my deal was. I was wound entirely, and I have no idea why. I guess I'm just that way for the most part. Let's just do 3 on that. That one's kind of fun too. Okay, let me see what we got. I think I'm going to put these on top just so that they don't get, you know, lost in the shuffle or whatever. Maybe trim a little bit more off that one. You know what, I'm just going to tear it. That really is gratifying, right? Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more. This one's pretty. I always loved wild asparagus. I really wish that they were still around because that truly was some of my favorite scrapbooking paper. And I just have little smidges and smatterings of it left. But it's perfect for something like this because then somebody might have a use for it, you know. Okay, I don't want it to get so thick that I can't, you know, can't fold up my envelope, so I'm thinking that that's probably good. And again, like I said, I just put that really thick one back there to kind of stabilize the whole thing. So I think I'm going to poke my holes. And I think this is a great little thing for somebody, or if you like to travel and junk journal, this would be a good thing to have in your journal because you could just use it whenever you wanted to. You could have your scraps right there and just be able to make something whenever you felt like it. I'm going to have to put on my glasses for this. Alright. Grab a couple more. I know this is a slow process. I probably could have done them all at the same time if I would have done a different way of binding them, but and that's the other issue I'm having. I'm just telling you, my daughter's sewing machine does not like sewing paper. It literally has a thing against sewing paper. And so that's been a huge part of my dilemmas with, and I don't sew fabric, so like I don't know a lot about sewing machines. I've had to figure some stuff out, obviously messing with all this stuff, this paper. But it's just really aggravating to me because I see everybody just sewing away and I don't understand what it is that I'm either doing wrong, which is, you know, very likely the case because like I said, I'm not like an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I just really struggle with that. It just doesn't want to do it. This is a super tiny hole punch, as you can see, and but I just thought this would be good for, you know, going through with the twine stuff. So, sorry, I know I probably should have done some of this ahead of time, but like I said, this was kind of a last minute decision. I just needed to chill, so that's what I'm doing. I hope I'm not boring you guys. I thought this was kind of a fun idea. I love that one that Nick the Booksmith did, and I've seen other people who use up their scraps this way, and I think this is awesome. Anything to use up scraps. I've been trying to get better about that because, like I said, I tend to hoard stuff and I find it later and wonder why on earth I still have it. Why didn't I use it? But it's just kind of the nature of the beast, I guess. You always think I could do some special project with that, and then you never do it. So let me know if I'm the only one that does these these crazy things. Like I said, I love to read you guys' comments. They're awesome. Everybody's been so, so nice. I really appreciate it. I can't believe how many views I get on those paper pumpkins. Man almighty, do people love those. They are great. They're super fun. You know, if you're into that kind of thing, they're definitely worth looking into. And sometimes, you know, you can't always think of alternatives, and then somebody comes up with something and you're just like, oh, wow, that was easy. Why didn't I think of that? But I guess that's why it's great that we do these videos and share with each other so that we can all benefit from all the great ideas that are out there. Because there are some super talented people for sure. That is not going to work because I cannot see that needle long enough. I'm trying not to use the most giant-eyed needle I have because I know it won't fit through that hole. So this is just super simple, and I'm sure anybody could have come up with this and figured it out themselves. It's just, like I said, I needed to do something that I didn't have to think really hard on today. Oh my goodness, this should not be this hard. I apologize. I'm having a heck of a time seeing that. There we go. So sorry. Next time I'll thread my needle first. Okay. Okay, so little tiny holes, very tiny holes. Actually, I'm going to go this way first. And this is just some of that waxed cording that I got in that leather kit with the punch and all that. That's been great. Totally worth the investment. I mean, it's amazing how good that thing works. And you could even tie some, or you know, put some cute little thing on here like a lot of people do when they do the center of their signatures. That'd be kind of fun. I'm just trying to get a good knot in here so it'll stay put. Do a little bow. It goes. This brown goes good with Tracie's Entomology pieces. Guess I should have cut that shorter, huh? It was not, you know, wasteful at all. So, right side up, and then I'm just going to glue it in there. I thought about, you know, poking it all the way through, but then that would ruin the front of my envelope, and I don't want to do that. So, because you could technically send this in the mail if you wanted to. I think this would be great. I would love to get something like this as a Happy Mail. Just fun. Have a little something. You never know, you know, when you're going to use some little scrap of something. Especially the tags. Those are super cute. And then it'll close up like so. And I'm not going to glue it because obviously you're going to want to open it. So I guess if you were going to mail it, you probably would have to stick it down, you know, with something. But you could also just put it in one of those manila envelopes too and send it like that. But I thought I'd just put this on here. Actually, what I might do, because I just had these sitting here, just realized these would be kind of cute on here too. It's Tim Holtz paper. I think I'm going to do it off to the side only because I'm going to tie that bow in the middle, and I don't want it to get covered up. You won't be able to see the ant. So yeah, I would have loved to have done some more sewing on these, but I don't know what to do, if I'm going to have to buy another sewing machine or what, just for paper. It's just, hers is super picky, and it's an expensive machine, so it's not like it's just, you know, some junky thing that just doesn't work. It just doesn't like paper. So if any of you know a trick or know anything about that, let me know. And we've done the whole tension thing because I've had my sister over and she does know a little bit more about sewing machines, and I don't think that's the problem. It just is temperamental. She just said it doesn't like sewing on paper. And I know that's what most people who sew say, so I need to talk to people that maybe do some of this journaling so that I can get a better idea of, you know, what I should use or do, or what the trick is. And I've watched videos on YouTube, but most of them have to do with just how to sew on paper and that kind of thing, and I get that concept. I just don't know how to make it work right. So I'm already feeling a whole lot better, you guys. I don't know why I do that. I just get wound and think I gotta do everything right now. Well, and I get ideas in my head and I'm not happy until they're done. You know, like I want to get it executed. So that is just something, that's just the way I've always been. Creative brain can be a blessing, but it can also make a person crazy. Alright guys, so thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This was just a little idea to, you know, help me relax, and I appreciate you listening to me, so thank you very much. And I hope maybe it gave somebody an idea. If you haven't seen like Nick the Booksmith or you know, some other people do this, then maybe I gave you a new idea. If not, maybe I just gave you another idea. So my little ribbon right there is kinked, but anyway. So there you go. I hope you all have an awesome day. Thanks for hanging with me. Please subscribe.